Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhaanallaziii asra bi abdihi. Glorified is he who took his bondman, his servant, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, by night, min al-Masjid al-Haram, from the sacred mosque, that is, of Makkah, ila al-Masjid al-Aqsa, to the remote mosque, which was in Jerusalem, alladhi barakna hawlahu, whose environment and neighborhood we have blessed. لِنُرِيَهُ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا, so that we show to him, to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, our signs. إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ, verily, he is all listening, all seeing. وَآتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ وَجَعَلْنَاهُ هُدًى لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ, and we gave Moses alayhi salatu wasalam al-kitab, Torah, the book. وَجَعَلْنَاهُ هُدًى لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ, and we declared it, made it a guidance for the children of Israel. Now note the difference. Torah was guidance for Bani Israel only, not for the whole of humanity. While Quran is hudan linnas, وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. It is the guidance for all mankind, for whole human race. فآتينا موسى الكتاب وجعلناه هدى لبني إسرائيل ألا تتخذوا من دوني وكيلا. The essence of the teaching of Torah was, don't take anybody guardian by my side, alongside me. You should trust me. You should put all the trust in me, not trusting anybody else, not relying on anybody else, not hoping help from anybody else. Allah tattakhidhu min duni wakila. Take not any guardian beside me. Zurriyatan man hamalna ma'a Nuh. You are the progeny of those people who we had carried in that, ark, with Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. Innahu kana abdan shakura. Verily, Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam was our bondman, our servant, and very grateful servant. وَقَضَيْنَا إِلَىٰ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ فِي كِتَابٍ لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ وَلَتَعْلُنَّ عُلُوًّا كَبِيرًا. And we had decided and declared for the children of Israel in the book, you will certainly do mischief in the earth twice, and you will certainly rise to the height of insolence and arrogance and tyranny. Now, please let me give you a review, let me say, of the history, because here, in this first section of Surah Bani Israel, the history of Bani Israel is being referred to. The history of the former Muslim Ummah starts from the year nearly 1400 BC, when Torah was given to Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. But their rise to power and glory, that was about 400 years later. Not the case with us. Our Khilafat-e-Rashida, the pious caliphate, was just adjacent to the period of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But there was 3 or 4 centuries gap between Moses and their glorious time. The glorious time was the reign of Talut alayhi salam, Dawood alayhi salam, and Sulaiman alayhi salam. 3 kings, about 100 years. 1000 BC to 900 BC. After Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, the kingdom broke into 2. A northern kingdom of Israel. The capital was Samaria. And southern kingdom of Judea, Yehuda. And its capital was Jerusalem. But then there was a downfall. These people just threw the book and Sharia of Allah on their backs, turned away from the Sharia. They were loving this world and its luxuries, etc., etc. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to them the chastisement, the punishment in this world. First of all, the northern kingdom, Israel, was destroyed by Assyrians in the year 731 before Christ. And then after that day, Israel came into existence in 1948, in this century. Between these two, there never has been any Israel. Israel was the northern kingdom, which was destroyed in the year 731 before Christ. And then, Yehuda, that was also destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar in the year 587 before Christ. Hundreds and thousands of people were massacred. Hundreds and thousands of people were taken as captives to Babylonia. Not a single soul remained in Jerusalem. Not 2 bricks remained intact. The temple, we should call it mosque. They call it temple. Solomon's temple, Temple of Solomon, it has a mosque. Built by Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. But it was razed to the ground by Nebuchadnezzar. Demolished. But then, after some time, this kingdom of Babylonia was destroyed by Cyrus, the king of Persia. Horus or Cyrus and Zulkarnain, who is mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf in the Quran. And we will read it, inshallah, tomorrow. So when he destroyed Babylonia, he then allowed Jews to go back. But they didn't come en bloc, only trickle down, some people coming, and others stayed back there. And then Darius, who was the next king after Cyrus, then he helped them to go back. And they came with Hazrat Uzair alayhi salatu wasalam in the year 458 BC. Now another period started for them. And that was the period of second glory. A Maccabi empire was established. Because due to the reformatory work which was done by Hazrat Uzair alayhi salatu wasalam, the people again apologized to Allah, repented to Allah, they rectified their manners, they started practicing the Sharia. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again gave them a chance. Again there was a rise. Again they had a, power and glory in this world. And that was the Maccabi kingdom. As far as the area is concerned, it was greater than the kingdom of Solomon, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. But then, again there was a downfall. Again they forgot about the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again they were after the worldly gains and the earthly pleasures and lusts. So again, then they were punished at the hands of the Greek, Alexander and Seleucus. Then at the hands of the Romans. And they were under the Romans actually, although the Romans had put a local king here in Judea, and he was Herod the Great. But actually, the governing force was, and the Roman garrison was there. This is the history. 2 rises, 2 falls. One rise to glory, that is the pinnacle was the days of Talut, Dawood, and Sulaiman. Then the downfall, and this lower class was, number 1, destruction of Israel at the hands of Assyrians, 731 BC. And then the destruction of Judea at the hands of Nebuchadnezzar and demolition of the first temple, 587 BC. Then there was a revival in them, a renaissance. And then they had a Maccabi power again. They rose to height and power. But again, second downfall. And that downfall, the lowest ebb was when in the year 70, Titus, a Roman general, massacred 133,000 Jews in one day in Jerusalem. And then Another 63,000 taken as captive slaves. And the Jews were ordered to go away from Palestine. Their period of diaspora started. Some went to Europe, others to Asia, others to Africa. Diaspora. Diaspora started from the year 70 AD and it ended in the year 1917 after the Balfour Declaration, when the British, under the British mandate, Balfour declared, he was the Foreign Secretary of British Empire, that Jews can come back to Palestine and they can settle there. So this period from 70 AD to 1917, it was their diaspora. And then in 1948,